OVAM, the Flanders Public Waste Agency, is responsible for the sustainable management of waste products and materials and the prevention and cleanup of soil pollution. These specialists identify all contaminated areas. Flanders bears the scars of a history of heavy industry. In some areas, the soil and groundwater are heavily polluted, a hazard for people and the environment. Old factory sites are a picture of desolation. This valuable space has to be made available for new activities. Abandoned factories or landfills in city centres and communities were converted into residential areas, despite possible contamination. An efficient approach to these challenges was clearly needed, and that's why the Soil Remediation Decree was proclaimed in 1995. It's aimed at protecting property buyers against the risks of pollution and cleaning up all historically contaminated areas by 2036. Even today, some companies are causing soil pollution. The renewed Soil Remediation Decree of 2006, therefore, provides measures to prevent new contamination. For example, a land user is compelled to clean up any pollution that occurs, for instance, when an accident happens. For each municipality, an inventory is kept of all terrains where a potentially polluting activity was taking place. On these lands, a soil examination is ordered, sometimes periodically, but mostly when a property is sold. The examination is initiated and paid for by the seller, an arrangement that's unique in Europe. First, a soil remediation expert will carry out an exploratory investigation. Soil and groundwater samples in suspected areas will show if contamination is present. If that is the case, a descriptive investigation is conducted to determine if there's a risk for people and the environment. In an average of 1 in 6 cases, remediation is needed. The OVAM specialists check the correctness of the investigations. The Soil Information Register is a database in which all the information is collected. It's unique in its kind. Close to 150,000 investigated plots give a detailed image of the condition of the Flemish soil. Based on these data, we deliver soil certificates, in which buyers are informed on the soil quality of their new property. The notary includes the content of the soil certificate in the deed. But the OVAM does more than just manage information. In the years since the Soil Remediation Decree, we've built up a lot of know-how, and we're closely following the technological trends. We share information via international networks and test new techniques, sometimes in collaboration with the Vito Institute for Technological Research. We are always looking for remediation methods that are more efficient, economical, and environment-friendly. With this knowledge, we assist the remediation expert during the investigation, and we evaluate the proposed remediation technique for each project. Mostly excavation is chosen, but other options are injection of substances to help decompose the pollutants, immobilizing the contamination, or pumping up and purifying groundwater. We are always looking for the best result at an acceptable cost. The OVAM informs, monitors, and advises. But to bring complex remediation projects to a successful close, we have a whole array of working instruments. Residential areas built on old industrial sites such as tanneries, fur processing plants, textile mills or gasworks are dealt with collectively in collaboration with local authorities. Thanks to a site decree, one global soil examination is sufficient for the whole area, limiting the inconvenience for the residents as well as the costs. In a resident meeting, we share the test results. If remediation is necessary, the OVAM will organize it. Cleaning up old factory sites is often a big technical and financial challenge. To make the redevelopment of these brown fields possible, the OVAM brings together private stakeholders, companies, project developers, and remediation firms. we support brownfield projects by creating brownfield covenants. These are agreements where developers and investors receive administrative and financial benefits for the conversion of unused terrains. At gas stations, severe groundwater contamination with diesel or petrol is often encountered. At dry cleaners, on the other hand, chlorinated solvents are found in the groundwater. Purifying this is often too expensive for small enterprises. That's why the OVAM helps to establish funds that support remediation projects in these businesses. Even for large corporations, remediation can be an enormous challenge, especially when they own a large number of polluted sites. In that case, they can sign an agreement with the OVAM to spread the investigation and clean-up activities over time. When large amounts of soil are excavated or dumped, they have to be checked via sampling, as we don't want soil contamination to travel around. The receiver of the soil gets all the information he needs on its quality and origin. The OVAM experts make sure that soil management organizations, transporters and cleaning centers use the right procedures and follow the rules. The OVAM stands for Sustainable Solutions, and that's why we're a strong partner for private companies and authorities to develop strategic projects. Our final objective is a Flemish soil where burdens from the past have made way for a prosperous future.